The real estate market in Nanaimo as a whole saw an incremental increase in home values over 2024 when compared to the previous year, with single-family homes increasing to $810,000 from $806,000. But what about each individual neighborhood in Nanaimo? Join me as we look at all 16 communities, including Upper and Lower Lantzville, and compare the median sold price, average days on market, number of new listings, number of sold listings, and the expired single-family home listings here in Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. Now let's jump right into this, and just so you know, we're going to be going through these more alphabetically opposed to highest to lowest price. So starting alphabetically, Brechin Hill, which is overlooking beautiful Newcastle Island, is a highly desirable place to live, as reflected in the market statistics for 2024. The median sale price is above the peak reached in 2022, and the time it takes to sell a home is still relatively quick at just over 3 weeks. Now moving on, we have Cedar, found in the south of Nanaimo, which has had a much more muted year. The median sale price has remained relatively flat in this area, with a big decrease in the days to sell. Now, quick side note, I know we should be talking about statistics, but if you've not gone there before, you have to check out the Crow and Gate pub down there. It's in the middle of nowhere. It is the best English pub food I've ever had in my life. If you've been there before, put a comment down below or just thank me later. Now, moving on, we have central Nanaimo, which is near the hospital area. And it is one of the areas in Nanaimo where homes are really starting to show their age. Many of the houses in these stats are quite small by today's standards, and this is reflected in the price. But we still saw a modest increase in property values in this area, primarily due to the fact that it's one of the most affordable areas to live here in Nanaimo. Now, jumping all over the place, let's go back down south. Right next to Cedar, we have the Chase River and Cinnabar Valley, where prices increased. They didn't increase. They're pretty much the exact same. But wow, take a look at the increase in new listing and sales. This is a fantastic area of Nanaimo and will be growing in the future. Make sure you take time and check out this link up here to look at the sandstone development that is coming soon. This is going to have major effects on real estate prices in the Cinnabar Valley. Now moving on into Departure Bay, where I currently stand now on this beautiful sunny morning. Now, Departure Bay saw an increase in the median sale price, but that's not all. The rest of the stats for this desirable community are down. And in my opinion, many of the homes in this area are getting older, and they're starting to reflect this in the sales price. Things like polybutylene plumbing, older roofs, these are all things that obviously affect the sale price of a home. But this is starting to become much more noticeable in the older communities of Nanaimo. Now, next moving on to the Diver Lake area in central Nanaimo, which is continuing to grow in price and grow in size due to new developments as they start to appear. But this is truly an excellent area of Nanaimo, but not as desirable for people looking to be closer to the ocean and the forests. Moving on, we are now in an extension where the statistics have been adjusted for homes that are less than an acre. There's just a lot of large properties up here. Prices have been rough nonetheless though. This is one of those areas that saw the most significant drop in value since peak prices a few years back. We're going to come back to this towards the end of the video and the reasons why I think this happens. Moving on to Hammond Bay, which will always be one of the most desirable communities in Nanaimo. I commonly tell people targeting this area that if the house is good, it's gone. Though sales aren't necessarily as strong in this area right now, the increasing median sale price in this area says it all. Yeah, that's the Departure Bay ferry. Now, next up are areas that aren't actually part of Nanaimo anymore, but I still throw them into these statistics. Lantzville, Lower Lantzville, because there is two, Upper and Lower Lantzville. Lower Lantzville is such a fantastic place to live. If you've not seen the video before, please check out the link above. You'll absolutely love this area. Lower Lantzville is starting to see huge gains in value and will continue to do so due to some great new developments that are starting to hit the market through 2025 and 2026. Definitely stay tuned. After Lower Lantzville, let's go up and look at Upper Lantzville, which again is stunning. This is kind of the place you want to be. You can find great fixer-uppers on huge lots and stunning new construction homes with ridiculous views of the Georgia Strait. I say this all the time, Lantzville is the new North Nanaimo, and we're only going to continue to see price growth in this area. Great place to invest into. Now moving on from Lantzville, another highly desirable area, which I can just see up on the hill over there, is North Jingle Pot. It is one of the most expensive areas in Nanaimo. Now, prices have decreased since last year, but I have no concern about the value of most homes in this area. Some spots have been overinflated in price, but rest assured, this area is fantastic. And keep an eye out, because likely you'll see a video coming about this area, about agricultural land reserve. This is again why it's such a highly desirable area, because it'll never be densified. But nonetheless, stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. Now, another place, much like North Jingle Pot, North Nanaimo, will always be in high demand for more reasons than I can count. Many homes here are being affected by the current polybutylene apocalypse, which is a recent video I just made. I can't link them all, but definitely pay attention to that video if you've not seen it before. This is going to affect people all across Canada. But some homes in this area are starting to reach the 30+ year mark, and will need some improvements to make sure that they can get a deal on it, because insurance companies will push for things to be replaced, like plumbing, roofs, and things of that nature. So keep in mind, we are seeing growth in this area, but we're not seeing as much growth due to the aging of homes in North Nanaimo. Next up, we have the old city of Nanaimo, which saw an insane increase in the median sale price, up over $700,000. Now, I think this is primarily related back to the desirability for all the amazing century homes that we have here. And a lot of people that know understand that this is still a great place to live, even though a lot of news articles will tell you that it's a high crime area. There are problematic areas in downtown, but I still love going down there to visit the different parks, businesses. Really, downtown Nanaimo is just such a special place. Next, we have Pleasant Valley, which is an area that I don't really talk about a lot, but Pleasant Valley is very interesting. It's in North Nanaimo, but it's not in North Nanaimo, and it still has all the benefits of being right next to all the amenities that everybody benefits in the north, but it's just a little bit out of the way. Now, median sale price here continues to grow drastically. Because we're starting to see lower price points in this area, people are trying to buy it up because they, again, get all the benefits of North Nanaimo. Now, we did see a longer time to sell in this area, but the fact of the matter is we will continue to see growth in the Pleasant Valley area. Now, full disclosure, our next location is where I personally live, so again, I'm going to have my own opinions about this, but South Jingle Pot, which is beautiful to live in and has some amazing homes. However, we have seen the median sale price start to slide in this area. Keep in mind that the statistics that we pull for this are not very good, based off the fact that we just don't have enough sales to really reflect what I think prices are doing in this area. But nonetheless, the numbers speak for themselves. We have seen a decrease, and we have seen an increased amount of days to sell. Next up is South Nanaimo, which a lot of people say they do not want to live in, which I don't completely understand, but everybody's preferences are different. We have been seeing home prices slide here over the last 2 years, since the peak back in 2021 and 2022. Really, we are seeing homes sell faster, but it's probably because they're at a lower price point. And likely we'll see the growth the slowest in the south of Nanaimo, because people see it as being less desirable. Our next location is the University District, which obviously surrounds Vancouver Island University. And we've seen a slight slide in prices down here, but again, I think this is more indicative of what we're seeing in South Nanaimo, because you have South Nanaimo, the University District, and the Old City. Technically, people look at them as all the same things, but they are different communities. Now, this price slide is interesting because we've still seen the same amount of demand in this area, probably just less so because we are seeing less investors in this area. Nonetheless, it is a beautiful area to live in, but it will be interesting to see how prices are going to be affected now that we're starting to limit the amount of international students that are coming into the country. And trust me when I say a lot of international students attend Vancouver Island University. Now finally, we get to our last community, which is Uplands, just right over here. Beautiful little community, to be perfectly honest, and we are seeing good growth in this area. This falls into an area that I call the Goldilocks zone. Again, a video I made, nobody else calls it the Goldilocks zone, just I do. It's just a good way of breaking down the different communities, but Uplands is a part of this, and we are seeing good price growth in here. Now, the days to sell have increased, but I think this is, again, just more indicative of what we're going to see over time as buyers start returning to the market. But it is a highly desirable community, and we'll likely see price growth through here through 2025 and 2026. Now, before we get into my conclusions and predictions that we'll see here in 2025, let's just take a quick look at the statistics for Nanaimo as a whole, comparing 2024 to 2023. Now, as mentioned at the start of the video, the median sale price is $810,000 right now, which is up from $806,000. The number of sales are down slightly at 1,066 sales compared to 1,071 in the previous year. This is too incremental to make a difference, but keep in mind, this is still drastically lower than we've seen in previous years, even before the pandemic. Now, new listings have really started to come on the market. People are starting to come out trying to sell their homes. This could be a motivation based off the fact that, well, a lot of mortgages are coming up, but we saw 2,100 plus listings compared to 1,900 listings in the previous year. The days to sell on a whole, though, have been decreasing. Even though there are less desirable communities that people aren't purchasing in right now, really, people are buying things up relatively quickly. I know I've said this before and I say it to all my clients, but if it's good, it's gone. And we've already seen a 2-day decrease in the amount of days it's taking homeowners to sell their properties. And finally, the big thing that people are talking about is expired listings. We saw over 2,100 expired listings. And this is still a pretty big increase from over 1,900 expired listings in 2023. But I think in a lot of situations, some homeowners are coming to terms with the new paradigm of the market. Buyers have less purchasing power, and they need to come down incrementally in their price to then meet that sale. Now, we don't know exactly what's going to happen over the winter months right now and the coming spring months. It's all yet to be seen. But many people are already active in the market as they have seen the signs and have been reading the news articles. Read, don't watch social media. It's just horrible information on social media. One major indicator of what's to come will be from the Bank of Canada's next meeting on January 29th. Many analysts predict that another 25 base point cut to the interest rates and many more to come throughout the year. So be aware, the only hindrance to bringing buyers in the market is the cost of borrowing, and that's about to drop significantly. Whatever you plan to do in the coming years, make sure you understand the statistics of the neighborhoods and the communities in which you are searching. Fluctuations will always occur, but knowing a home's value and where it's projected to reach in the future is just prudent planning. With that in mind, I hope you get to live the island life soon. And if you want to learn more about doing so, I would definitely check out this video right here or this video right here.